You're watching HNL. I'm Ursula, and today we're going to explore how to build your confident voice through looking at branding with our confident voice guest, Clea Dias, the head of marketing and brand at Gibbs Business School. Welcome to the show, Clea.
Hi, thank you. Thank you for having me, Ursula.
It's so good to have you. So, little confession. I connected with you on LinkedIn.
Mm-hmm.
Love your content, love your presence.
Thank you.
You are consistent, and you have great things that you talk about and share. And then I just had to have you on the show.
Thank you.
She's magnetic. So tell us, how did you find your voice in the space of marketing and branding, and what were the key moments that got you to where you are now?
So, Ursula, I think it's a journey, right? I'm still finding my voice, and it's something you have to work on every single day. But I recently heard this quote, and it really resonated with me, and it's kind of helped clarify my thinking on how to build this personal brand online. And it's, more people will meet the virtual you than real you, and especially now. So if you kind of just take a step back and think about that, it's like, well, then my opportunities are on all of these digital platforms online. So it's no longer about only showing your brand, your voice in face-to-face situations, but now you've got this digital landscape to work on. And for me, that was easier. So, there's that term being a keyboard warrior, and it can maybe have negative connotations. You get these trolls, but there's the flip side of it, is that you kind of feel a bit safer behind your screen. And yet you still have a presence, you still have a profile that's visible externally. But as a starting point, it's a bit easier for me anyway. That's what I found has worked for me, is I've really started to find my voice on the online space. And then that in turn has kind of helped me build my voice back at the office or face-to-face in real world situations.
I can totally resonate with that, because I also found my voice online. It was by creating videos online and teaching people that it was a safe space. Exactly what you say. But that gives me goosebumps, makes me excited to know that in this virtual world, it just feels like the possibilities are endless. So what limiting voices have you had in expressing your voice?
I think, as with most people, I'm sure, like, I'm my own worst enemy sometimes. So it's just that little voice on your shoulder telling you negative thoughts, or making you feel like, you're not good enough, or you can't do it, or you're less experienced. But the great thing about online is like this feedback loop you get. So all you have to do is start, and then you start getting this positive feedback, and that really helps build your confidence. And then you start thinking, okay, well, maybe people do actually care what I have to say, or find the things that I'm saying is valuable. And then it kind of spirals, and it helps you do more. The more you do, the more you want to do, the more you get back.
So you are very present on LinkedIn, you're consistent. Do you have any hacks for any of us who struggle to keep consistency on LinkedIn? Do you have a formula that you use?
So I think specifically with LinkedIn, and if you look at a platform, you've got to know the platform, you've got to work the system. So before you work out what you want to say, or you've got to just understand the fundamentals of the way the platform works. And when it comes to LinkedIn, there's the basics. Get the basics right. Invest in a photographer and get some awesome headshots. That is the first thing people see. Get a nice cover picture. So invest in the basics. Then there's the little hacks, which is things like turn on creator mode when you're on LinkedIn. So that's a little section on your profile that hashtags and shows what you talk about. And those are little clues to people when they view your profile that says, hi, I talk about this. So in my instance, I talk about digital marketing, social media marketing, LinkedIn tips. So that's just those subtle little hints to tell people. And those are the basics. You got to get the basics right. That's your profile. Then you also got to understand, how do I contribute on the platform? How do I add? And I think a lot of people feel intimidated because they think they have to create content. They think, oh my goodness, I've got to now write this 800-word article and post it. No, you could just comment on someone else's status. And it's about understanding how you appear in the feeds. If you comment on someone else's post, you appear in the feed. share someone else's views with your own insights. Start small, you know, how do you eat an elephant? It's that kind of thinking. Start small, start sharing things that are interesting to you, start commenting on things that are interesting to you, and then once you feel a bit more confident, then you can start sharing your own views and creating your own posts.
You have so many golden nuggets there. Where were you 8 months ago? I am very confident on Instagram because it's a platform I understand.
Okay, yeah.
Where LinkedIn this year, in the beginning of the year, I went, it's interesting, I like this, but I don't understand.
It's like a whole new world.
Whole new world. Yeah. And I also, when I showed my profile to a friend, I was so proud. I spent a lot of time on my profile. I showed it to her and she went, that picture's got to go, Ush.
Yeah.
Just start there. But exactly what you said, so creator mode and then your commenting, being social on the platform and knowing what you are talking
and knowing what the platform is about, right? So LinkedIn is your professional image. I don't know if you remember the Dolly Parton challenge. She did it a few years ago where she kind of posted all of her profile pictures from the different platforms. So her Tinder picture was obviously a bit more seductive, and then her Facebook was with her family or her dog, and then LinkedIn, that is your professional image, it's your professional brand. So you've got to also understand that that's what that platform is about, and that's what you're there for.
I love that, and I think the creator mode, having your hashtags really makes you more specific about what you're talking about.
It helps you focus, exactly.
Yes. Those were great tips. I hope we've inspired you to get your LinkedIn game on, build consistency and presence, because the virtual world is your oyster. So check in with us after the break where we will get into more about branding and marketing.